Well, welcome back. Teaching our kids about the value of money at an early age, including the difference between a want and a need, is critical as they start to develop spending habits.
And there's no better time than now to share these lessons with them. Certified financial planner and president of Shakiba Capital, Trevor Shakiba, shares the 5 biggest mistakes parents make when teaching their kids about money.
The first point is you absolutely have to bring it up, and you'd be shocked. So many families never talk about money. When I was growing up, we never talked about money. I just knew we didn't have very much of it. So the thing we're also going to talk about here is how you do that and how you have fun and make examples, but you got to bring it up, good or bad.
And you have to just make it, you know, we live in the app world, right? So we're maybe a lot of times cash money isn't even leaving our hands. So kids are always thinking, well, you have a way of paying for things without actually seeing.
Yeah, you swipe a card.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. But there's something going on that they need to learn about behind the scenes. What's really interesting is that there was a study done by Cambridge which was shocking about how early you need to bring it up, and they said that kids are able to grasp basic money concepts by 3 to 4 years old, and by 7, future behaviors are already starting to establish themselves regarding money. So here's the point. Bad habits are hard to break. Bring up these concepts much earlier than you think.
And Trevor, bringing it up, I mean, just to give us an example, is it just a matter of when you go to the store, talking your kids through what's happening when you do swipe that credit card or write a check if you're one of those check people?
As simple as that, basic concept. So my third point is saving. Do they understand that you actually have to live below your means and save? So how do you save? How do you do that? Like you said in the beginning, what's the difference between a want and a need? That is very important. Many adults don't understand that, unfortunately. And here's my other point here, is let them interact. So for TJ, my son, he's really into construction vehicles. So instead of doing a piggy bank, we have a dump truck bank. And then we're putting money in the bank. He gets to see it, and we're having fun. Right.
So I was just telling you during the break that Connor started his own little business. He has a dog walking business.
Cool.
And so he we have a client that wants to pay him in Venmo and not cash, and just because it's easier for people. But he's young, he doesn't have Venmo, and so we're trying to give him an opportunity to, you know, roll with the times.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you want to have your kids operate in cash so they actually see it, right? And understand what's coming in and what's going out?
Yeah, I think there's no better way to learn than to start there, literally with dollars and cents, and then potentially advance to kind of our electronic world. But it goes to my next point, as simple as what is an asset and a liability, right? An asset increases in value, a liability decreases in value. Those simple concepts, what better way to learn than to actually do it, to understand that? Cash flow, those simple concepts that you can get now make a huge difference and impact looking forward.
Well, I think also the concept that money can grow over time. For me, learning about interest as a kid, I still remember those lessons from school. Let's talk about time and how important time is, because you've told us 100 times here at Houston Life, the earlier you start saving, the better.
Yeah, and so this might be a little bit more of an advanced concept, but the general idea is not. Start as soon as you can, right? The time value of money or compounding interest, that is what builds wealth. I put here that this might be the second most important concept beyond. You got to save and live below your means, but the sooner you do it. And like you said, Derek, we've gone through these examples before, but if you just wait 5 or 10 years, that can add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars that you won't have, that you would have had for retirement.
Yeah.
And so those two concepts, saving and doing it early, are huge. And then, like the study mentioned, do it at 3, 4, 5 years old so they can start learning as soon as possible.
And it's interesting to me, Trevor, that the conversation doesn't happen because I think it's important for kids to, I mean, even when they get a $5 in their little birthday card or something like that from a, you know, a relative, that it's important for them not to just run out to, you know, blow that somewhere, but to hold on to it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a great point. You know, maybe you put some back, 10% or 20%, try to start teaching them that concept. I think a lot of that just goes back to parents, their maybe they're not quite as educated or they don't feel like they know. But this, you can really find some really good information out there. Warren Buffett, for example, did a TV series on this that was really, really helpful when I looked at and kind of how do you communicate to kids, because you want them to be good stewards of their money.
Absolutely.
You're doing them a huge favor by doing so.
Trevor, thanks so much. By the way, to connect with Trevor, all you need to do is visit ShakibaCapital.com. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back.